We're here on Regal and Nautique of Orlando television, and today we're going to talk about boats with my good friend Mark Hayes.
Boats. Hey Jeff, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Jeff, I got your flyer in the mail about your Smart Buyer program, and I'd love to hear what that means, Smart Buyer.
Smart Buyer. Are you a smart buyer, Mark?
Oh, come on, Jeff. I've helped you sell so many damn boats. You said you sell more boats in December than the whole year, and this is the time to buy. Tell our viewers why.
Smart Buyer program is better than boat show pricing, which means, traditionally the consumer feels that when the boat show arrives in January, February, March, that's the best time. They're wrong.
Well, I think they go to see just all the boats,
right?
And then they get all emotional about it, and they make an emotional decision. But what you're saying is they pay more money than they will in December.
That's correct. So in the boat business, the manufacturers are making boats in the fall, and so the new inventory is starting to build, and so any of the boats that are from the previous model year, it's like 2018s,
right,
have very good incentives on them. So this is the best time of the year to buy a boat.
Are the 219s out?
The 19s are out.
Okay, so how many 18s do you have left? Of all the boats you carry, of all the categories, is your lot full? You got like 2 or 3 left? What are we talking about?
So overall variety, I've probably got close to 20 different.
20 boats?
Yep.
Okay. And look, I'm going to push you a little bit here. How much off can you get? Give me, what's the most expensive boat you have on your lot right now?
We have a Regal 33-footer.
33-foot.
A cabin cruiser with
nice,
twin outboards on it. That boat can be up to 30% off.
Okay, so how much? I'm gonna push you a little bit here.
We're talking about $279,000.
So you'll take $250 then for it, right?
Well, that's a great down payment, Mark.
That's a sweet boat, man.
I do take credit cards.
What would you do with a boat like that?
Well, Mark, there's a lot of different things you can do with that boat. You can scuba, you can sleep overnight, you can take family, you can cruise, you can do intercoastal. It's a really versatile boat.
A buddy of mine, Trey Stover, we take it's a 38 or 40-foot boat out to the middle grounds and go out there for a couple days and nights. And
sure.
It's unbelievable. And you think about 33 foot. Is that a boat you'd see on Lake Butler?
You could put that boat on Lake Butler. It is very trailerable. However,
that's a big boat.
It is meant more for intercoastal to saltwater environment.
Okay. So what else have you got? What's the lowest then? What's the lowest price?
We go down to a 19-foot Regal, and they start around $29,500.
Okay, so you'll take 22,
yeah, and then with your credit card, we got the rest of the down payment there.
Sarah's like, you crazy? I want a boat. My wife is pushing me for a boat, and I've helped you sell so many boats. I feel like you should just give me a boat.
Mark, I know you're a smart buyer, so you should be part of this program here.
So in terms of buying the boat in December, walk me through the financing, because I know rates are going to be going up soon. So how easy to get financing for a boat?
Mark, we've got probably the best banks in the marine business. Right now, rates are still very affordable. They're in the high 5s, low 6s.
Okay.
And it depends on credit, depends on down payment and such.
Sure.
So with your style of down payment, it'd be no problem getting you financed.
So do you do trade-ins?
Yes, we do take trade-ins.
So walk me through that.
So trade-ins, if you own a boat, you can call us. We'll either come out to your house and take a look at it.
Okay.
If you don't own a trailer, or you bring it into our shop and we'll do an analysis of it. The beauty of the Smart Buyer program is that you're still getting last year's value on that boat while getting a tremendous discount on the new boat. So that's part of what the Smart Buyer program entails.
So you're going to resell those boats. Do you sell used boats?
We do sell used boats. So we want to stock our used boat inventory now until spring, because in springtime, the demand gets very big, and we sell a lot of those used boats.
I met a couple at your event where they kind of bragged about this. This is my 4th boat. This is my 5th boat. It's that's like a badge of honor. You have a lot of customers, I guess, that just keep trading up.
We do. We have a lot of repeat business.
And in the car industry, what's the time to keep a boat? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? What's that?
Well, most of the manufacturers today have a 5-year warranty.
Okay.
So many of the consumers do a 4 to 5 year period.
Okay.
And then they'll trade out. An average lifespan of a boat buyer is 6 to 7 years.
Okay.
Especially with the technology on these new boats, they accelerate a little bit closer to the 5-year period.
Now, I know you carry Regal and Nautique, and they're both made in Orlando. So tell our viewers about the manufacturing process and why it's important to get a home brand boat and what the value of that is.
Well, Mark, Regal and Nautique are 2 manufacturers. They're both here in Orlando. as a consumer, you get the hometown advantage. The hometown advantage means there's no freight implied.
Oh, interesting.
The hometown advantage means that if you order a new boat, you can go to the factory, watch your boat being built. We can get parts in the same day and fix your boat quicker than most other dealerships can.
So if I get one of these 2000, and Jody, I'm not getting a boat, but just say I did get a boat, and it's a 2018, it's still a brand new boat, right? You still treat it like a brand new boat.
These are brand new boats. This is the best time of the year to buy a new boat, period.
So if say I have, and Jody, I'm not going there, but let's say I got 50 grand, burning a hole in my pocket. What would you sell me? And I want to go skiing. I want to ski behind it. And can that same boat go out and take guys scuba diving?
Sure.
What would you sell me?
We've got, there's several different boats that might fit your category, Mark. We would want you to come into the store and show you maybe 2 or 3 different models.
What if I want to go out and drive it?
Well, absolutely. We love to take you out. The smart buyers really are the guys that like to go out on the lake and take one for a ride.
Look, every time, it's funny, when Bubba Watson came to town, you were the one, you stuck a boat in the back, and that was a real clincher when he bought, you remember that, Sarah? When he finally came to Isleworth, it's that boat you had back there.
Yep.
I've never forgotten that, by the way. And but my wife and I always talk about it. But what would be the ordeal if I want to come out and say I want to take a boat out on Lake Butler? It's like, is it a 1-hour thing, a 5-hour thing? Walk me through testing a boat.
Sure. So our dealership will spend as much time as is necessary for you to feel good about our products, about our people. We want you to have the ultimate experience in boat buying. So if that took an hour and you were completely satisfied, or it took 3 to 4 hours, we're okay with that.
But let's say I look at 50 grand, and Jody, I'm not going to spend 50 grand this year, maybe. I'm looking at RVs too. And I want to look at multiple. What?
RVs don't float.
Yeah, but RVs. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Our kids, we're never closer with our kids when we take an RV out and travel. I've been renting the RVs, and we want to buy one. And you've been getting in our ear about the boats. And our friends, the Watts, they have a boat, and our kids, they love that boat. So then my wife's like, you know what? If we had a boat, we could make memories in the boat. I guess you're in that business.
Correct.
So 50 grand. What are my options of boats between the Regal and the Nautique?
So Regals, you could be in a 22 to 24 foot boat,
right?
That will accomplish those things that you want to do.
And how many people in that boat?
Anywhere from 10 to 14.
Okay.
And we also have some Nautiques that would be as a good down payment towards that, a 210 Super Air.
So I got 100,000 burning a hole in my pocket. What would you sell me? What do you have left for 2018?
Well, there's Nautiques would be 23 to G23s, G21s.
And you said 25% off.
They're 20 to 30% off all 18 inventory.
So you're going to give me $30,000 off this $100,000 boat?
That's correct.
You are?
Yes.
And you're going to throw in a trailer?
Yep, because you're a smart buyer.
And you're going to throw in a trailer. Sarah's like, go, go, go. And you're going to let me test drive this boat?
Absolutely.
And you're open 7 days a week?
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Yep. For you, maybe 7.
Look, I want to hear more about the difference between the 2018s, 2019s, because if I'm going to get a boat, I'm thinking I want a new boat. But what's the difference between the 2018 and the 2019?
Well, Mark, that would vary from model to model, depending on the variety that it is. But many of the models would have the same type of equipment on them. It's just the cost of goods is higher on a 19. And with no incentives on a 19, but there is on an 18, there draws a larger gap in there, which is a better deal for you, especially since it's the same boat. So
do you have if I go to your website, I can see the 2018s, right?
That's correct.
And it's getting colder. Where do you normally do the test drives?
Well, we can either come to your house if you're on the lake, or you come to our dealership, and we go to Lake Conway, we can go to Lake Ivanhoe. The bigger stuff, we can even go to the coast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Look, we talked about the Smart Buyer Program in 2018, but I also know you just announced a pretty big expansion. Tell our viewers what you got cooking with the new building.
So we are building a state-of-the-art Nautique-only facility. There will be nothing like it in the entire United States. It is it
looks like a Ferrari building.
It's a very branded dealership, and it will be with dedicated
And you'll see it from
Nautique
I-4.
staff.
You'll see it from I-4.
You'll see some signage from I-4. There'll be
Okay.
dedicated staff there that are the most trained professionals in sales, parts, service, you name it. If you know anything about Nautique, our guys are going to know it.
You know, I know you've had virtually no turnover, and you have like a family operation there. What do you, in terms of, let's say I missed the buyer program, in just in general, how negotiable on boat prices are you guys? Is it low margins? I mean, what's?
Yeah, Mark, we're very flexible. However, the incentives that the manufacturers give us this time of year, this is the best time of the year.
Okay.
I mean, you have until December 31st to really take advantage of these 2018s that are left. And we are selling them pretty fast. So it's not abnormal for us to have a few into the springtime. The rate we're going, we may run out here by the end of the year.
So, you know, I think of Nautique as a hardcore competitive ski boat and Regal as the family boat.
That's correct.
But they can do both, right?
That's correct.
And do you have any of the boats you'd sleep, the cabin you said was sleep on? What's the most inexpensive boat you would comfortably go out and like spend a weekend? You'd sleep on the boat.
26-foot Regal, 28-foot Regal. You know, 26-footer is around $100,000 that you can sleep on. You could spend it easily with a family on the weekend.
And how long does a boat like that last? What's the life of a boat like that?
Taken care of, that boat could last you 20 years.
Really?
Yes.
And it's funny, when I came to your event, I saw a lot of vintage Nautique boats there. I imagine the right kind of boat. I mean, is this a silly statement to say they might even appreciate after a certain point? They become vintage, or?
Well, I think they become nostalgic.
Right.
In the owner's eyes. I mean, boats they're creating traditions, creating family memories. They're creating things that you just want to hang on to forever. And that's part of what boating is.
I got to tell you, when Diane Duvall and Sammy and all of the Mastercraft, and I've learned over the years in real estate how many really significant boating families there are in Orlando. And then Sarah and I did some homework on it. There's like 800 lakes in Orange County. And then I kind of dug a little bit deeper and saw the significance of the boating industry on the state's economy and the entire economy. And then I went a little deeper and looked at the history of the marine and just kind of what the ports had done for the cities. And you kind of realize just how significant boating is. But if you're not a boater, I didn't grow up on boats. It just seems like such a luxury item. But in Orlando, it's like everybody has a boat.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize your success. You're the #1 dealer in a lot of categories I've seen.
Yep.
And you're ranked in the country for dealers. So I tell you what, I'd like to, we have a new development back here, Lake Olivia. I want to drop a boat in there this weekend. If you tell me these boats last, 5 years, you said, in the warranty?
Well, most of the boats have a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty.
And then if I wanted to say every 5 years, trade up into another boat.
Sure.
Right? How many of your customers do that? We
have a lot of repeat customers. And I believe that the reason we have a lot of repeat customers is because we take care of our customers. We just received the #1 customer satisfaction index of all Regal dealers worldwide.
Really?
#1 satisfaction. So that tells me that we're doing the right things for our customers, and that's why the people come back.
Now look, it's we work on relocation deals with these big employers, and we work with the economic development of pushing Orlando, and time and time again I hear about you, what you're doing in the community, what your dealership's doing. And it's kind of cool to have an American-made product.
That's correct.
Here in Orlando. You wouldn't think of like Chrysler or some other manufacturer here. So when you think about that, you kind of get nostalgic about it. Right?
It's pretty cool. I mean, and for us to be the hometown dealer and have these 2 manufacturers here, as we talked about earlier, that's unheard of in the marine business. You just don't have very many manufacturers that have a hometown dealer with 2 major brands.
You're kind of like the Lee Iacocca, you know that, don't you?
Who's that?
Well, thanks for having me on today. Let's go take a boat out.
Yes, let's go out there before it gets too cold.
All right.